Hi, welcome back everyone to our DHW Human Library. So today our inspirational alumni is Lexli Flores Alconaba. So she is here with us today to share with us her schooling experience in Hipwo and also some of the moments that you might be interested to know a little bit more. Now, we shall pass the time to Lexli. Now, Lexli, can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself so that we know who you are?
So, hi everyone, my name is Lexli Flores Alconaba. I'm a Filipino student who used to study here in Delia, Hipwo. I graduated this year around March. I finished my high school from Form 1 to Form 6. So
you are a graduate of class 2016?
Yes, this year.
Okay, so can you share some of the moments during your school life that it's still imprinted in your mind right now?
My past experience here in the school was pretty good. I've joined extracurricular activities, outside, inside, like for instance, choir group and other sport activities, which was really great for me.
So you have joined choir team. So if I recall, I've been seeing you frantically engaged in all choir performances in the school. What makes you to be so active in this choir team, and why you were so active as well?
One main reason why I'm really active in that choir group is because I'm really interested in singing, and I do believe I have the potential in singing, so why wouldn't I share to the people if I have that skill?
And other than accumulating the skills, obviously the 6 years has shaped you to perform better, and also you should have learned a lot in the process as well. So is there anything in the choir team that is worth sharing other than what you have just mentioned to us?
Well, I'd say joining the choir group is not just all about singing. It's about how you participate with the people around you. And there are peer pressures as well. And we've also experienced failures and our choir teacher being disappointed to us because we used to not have the spirit of the choir group. But then when days passed, we learned how to manage that ourselves. And I'd say in my past experience, I had peer pressures. I couldn't fit in with them that much in the first year and the second year. And then starting from the third year, that's when I had my self-esteem enhanced already.
Is that because you are not a person who likes to social, and that's why you were not in the group norm?
I mean, I'm that type of a person who's sociable, but the thing is people, I feel like they do not accept me for some reason. I don't know what reason that is, but I just let it go. I didn't mind much of it anymore, starting from the third year of high school.
So basically what you are saying, it's, well, your confidence, your self-esteem were developed other than your interests in choir. So these were some of the two things that was developed.
Yes.
And also, if you say you were not able to fit in, but you were able to be there for 6 years, so in other words, you are saying that you actually fit in the third year after 2 years of rough and tough, hard and
I learned how to basically get out of my box.
So I
used to be in one box.
So you tried to step out of your own comfort zone and try to get engaged and overcome the peer pressure and work as a team.
Yes.
So did you still get scolding in Form 3, Form 4, Form 5, Form 6 by your choir teacher?
Not me specifically,
right.
But the group itself. We just do not have this spirit in us. We have the singing skills, but if we do not use it in a proper way, then there's no point to it.
So, but I believe you guys were able to manage and pulled off, and that was evident in the Essex graduation ceremony, if I recall.
Yes.
So you were also...
I was there.
You were there. Okay, that's good. So other than this choir experience, which I believe is important than studying, now let's get back to something main, like when we talk about schooling. So always parents and teachers, like everyone would look at the education itself, like the proper hardcore studying. So can you share with us, like, how was your life in senior forms, like in S4, S5, S6? Like what I heard in your junior forms, you were trying to fit in, you were trying to adapt to a secondary school life and finding who Lexli is and what Lexli should be in those 3 years. Now, how was your studying life in S4 to S6?
My studying life, that's when my hardships were there. It started from the 4th year until Form 6. And I'd say it was really, really hard for me. But then, on the same time, my self-confidence built up really, really good.
Because of the choir.
Yes, just
those were
because of the choir, because of the activities I've joined. That's when I believe that, oh, I have skills, oh, I have potential, oh, I can socialize with people properly. I do not have to hide myself in just one box. But then my hardships, what I mean by hardships is the study. There are a lot of different changes that came into my life when it came to studying. For example, let's say math. Frankly speaking, my math is not really that good. And liberal studies, I'd say. People say it's hard, but I believe it's not hard if you actually follow what a teacher says. So like, for example, watch news and all that. But my hardship is really math.
So, this hardship became an obstacle in your life?
Yes, it has.
Okay, so did it vanish and vanished or trashed the dream?
It did, because of the DSE result day. I didn't expect I'd get that grade, because I expected more of myself, because I'm a student who loves to study a lot, who's very book-oriented and all these things. But on that day, when the results came up, I almost lost hope.
Which day are we talking about? Are we talking about the HK DSE result release day?
Yes.
So it was
really gloomy for me.
July, so it was a dark day.
Dark day. It was raining on that day. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. So when I had it in my hand, I looked at it and I was speechless.
Right.
So even though what people advised me, I didn't care about it. I just cared
everything
about
was like this.
Yeah, it was like in and out.
Okay.
Basically like that. Like I didn't care about what they say. I didn't care about what they suggested me to do. I just care about the grades.
So you were just gobsmacked and looking maths.
Yes.
And
exactly.
It was like that.
It was like that.
Okay. So what was your initial aspiration?
Well,
if you have done well in maths, what would it be?
If I've done really well in maths, my initial aspiration was to step into the tourism and hospitality field. That was what I really wanted before.
So because of that upsetness in your performance in maths, so what happened next?
That's the thing. After that gloomy day, the next day,
dark, rainy day,
no feeling, nothing at all.
Right.
Just about the grades. But then after that, they offered a course, which I am right now, and I'm really doing good, which is the MTA.
What is MTA?
Well, MTA stands for Multicultural Teaching Assistant.
Okay.
Yes.
So, teaching assistant. So multicultural, that makes sense because you're a Filipino and you want to be a teaching assistant. So I assume there are Pakistanis, Indian, Nepalese.
Yes, it's for ethnic minorities.
Okay, so teaching assistant where?
Teaching assistants in different barriers of kindergarten schools. Like for example, Delia English Kindergarten, Sun Island, Fukeng Salvation Army Kindergarten, and all kindergartens that they need for the children to be taught in Chinese.
Excuse me? What did you say?
It's for the children to be taught in Chinese. That's why we are there.
So you are trying to say that this MTA is a program to train you and other ethnic minorities to become a teaching assistant to teach Chinese.
Yes.
Am I right?
Chinese, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nowadays, kids, their Chinese is not really that good. I'd say, frankly speaking, my Chinese is not really that good.
Right.
But when I stepped into this field, I learned a lot. I really learned a lot.
Wait a minute. When you say MTA, I thought, oh, you're going into a kindergarten and you're going to help them to learn English. But it's not English, it's
not English.
Chinese.
Yes, that's
wow.
the thing.
So I'm a little bit more interested, and I'm sure you guys are a little bit interested as well to know more about how they're going to shape you and get ready on this noble task. Can you tell us a little bit more about your program? What is that?
Well, there's a schedule already, which is already fixed.
Who is the one organizing this?
Professor Tiki from Education of University.
Okay, so it's from Education University, and it's a 1 year
1 year
training
project.
So one year training program or project.
Yes, so basically it's actually a 5-year project thing. But for us, they're actually trying us to try it out first. So we're 11 students right now.
Right.
Yes, and then we have this 3 months training.
So 3 months training.
Yes.
What do they train you?
They train us to be how to be a proper teacher assistant. For example,
what have you learned? Can you tell us?
We learned a lot.
Like?
Subject CLE, which stands for.
What is CLE?
CLE stands for Chinese Learning Enhancement. That's basically for speaking. Because there are different types of subjects. One for speaking, one for reading, one for child development. So that also stands for CDF. So there are a lot.
So you are actually learning the theories, behind teaching Chinese to non-Chinese speaking students. So this 3 months you are bombarded with all these crashing and all these different big names in language learning, or language acquisition concepts.
But also, what's good about this course is that we do not only teach in Chinese, we also learn how to handle children. Because of course children nowadays, different ages, it's hard to handle, hard to teach as well because of their age gap.
Right.
So we learned a lot.
Okay. And how about the other part of the program? What is it? So you just finished the theory part, the training part. So what's the next part?
So the next part, that's the main thing. It's the internship. It will start from January and ends at May or around July, I guess.
So it's more like a practicum and internship.
Yes, an internship where we really have to step into the kindergarten, and that's where we actually teach the children already in Chinese.
Okay, so that explains why I see you all the time coming back to the school. So why are you coming back to school on Fridays? Like I see you all the time surrounding Mr. Yim. Like, what is happening?
佢咧佢講我嘅中文啊。
哦，即係Yim Sir 幫你學中文。
講讀啦，
讀
寫同埋講中文。
講中文多唔多功課啊？呢3個月
？OK 啦，好多啊。
好多功課。係
啊，好多。
你平時有冇講咁多廣東話㗎？以前？少少，依家就好多啦，因為你要做 MTA， 咁你又要講多啲中文，辛唔辛苦啊？辛苦，好辛苦啊！
係好辛苦啊！
咁有冇？
因為咧你唔係講英文啊，中文。
所有嘢講中文。Wow.
Always in Chinese.
So you're looking forward to the coming 6 months. Are you excited?
I'm really excited. I'm actually having the preparation already.
Right.
Because the NGO is helping us. To be well prepared before we step in.
So where will you be placed?
I will be placed in Delia,
Oh.
English kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
It's located in Mayfu,
Yes, yes,
near Broadway.
right.
Yes,
So you'll be in there for 4 or 5 months.
4 to 5 months.
4
But
to
of
5
course,
months.
with some of my schoolmates as well.
Right. Now, it's interesting. Like just now you said you want to be, earlier if you wanted to be in this tourism field, and now out of nowhere you are in education field.
Yes, it's like a big
In
thing.
kindergarten, like-
big change.
Like why? Like have you regretted?
At first, I wasn't really interested because I'm like from here and then swift immediately to here. And of course, I know nothing about education. I have no experience. I'm like blanked about it. So at first, I felt like, do I really fit here? Is this really for me? Or did God really gave this to me for a reason? But then when I stepped in, all my regrets were gone.
So basically, so with this MTA, you get to know more about yourself.
Yes, myself.
Okay. So what are you aspiring to be in future? Like obviously MTA, it's not the end point for you, right?
Yeah.
So what are you planning? What do you see? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, 10 years?
The next 5 years, 10 years, I plan to finish my bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'd take my HD, which is the higher diploma for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and bachelor, and then until I master it as a teacher. I really want to be a teacher, maybe either in kindergarten or primary. If I can, why won't I level up myself?
Okay, that's good. That's good. At least we get to learn one thing. It's from your sharing. It's life is full of obstacles,
Yes.
and pathways are not necessarily from point A to
True.
point B. It can be
can
zigzag,
go
zigzag,
zigzag.
and you can find your way out. So in your case, mathematics was the devil,
Yeah, I could
but
say.
it was a
But
blessing in
It
disguise.
is a blessing.
It was a blessing in disguise, and you were able to overcome that shock and find something. And which is actually good for you as well, like from what I hear.
Yes, because through that zigzag, we can learn a lot. I even learned to grow out of it, and here I am now. I'm happy for what I have, and I wish I could be successful one day.
Definitely, we hope you will be
Yes,
successful.
Thank you.
Now, I'd like you to share something, or some tips, or some word of wisdom, or a quote to our viewers, especially to your juniors. Is there anything you would like to share with them
Yes,
to
I'd
drum
love
them
to.
up?
So guys, so if you're planning to give up at some point, please don't. Just don't. Papers won't ruin your lives. Even books won't ruin your lives. You have different paths to go through. You're still in the, let's say, middle age. So why not try different things where you can find your skills, your interests, your potentials. Let's say if you want to be successful one day, look at other people. There are a lot of failures. They've been through a lot as well. If they can achieve, why can't we, right? So please just bear in mind, it's not the end of the world.
Here you go. So Lexli has shared her experience with you guys, and I'm sure there are a lot of inspiring elements. In particular, how you overcome failures, you drop from a high point, and how you get up from a low point and pursue for your future and fight for your dream. You never know, so you have to try and try. And this is not the end of Lexli Flores' video. So we will have part 2 of Lexli's, and where she will share more about her experience during her practicum. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, please follow the link below for more of our videos and our other collection in our human library.